Seriously, if I had $1 every time somebody told me to get a clue, I would have a lot of dollars. While I think about what to do with my vast fortune, let's look at 3 games where one player gives a visual clue to another player. Let's start the clock. Rear Window is a semi-cooperative mystery game based on the 1954 Alfred Hitchcock film, in which one player, the director, provides clues in the form of cards over the course of 4 rounds, or days, in order to get the other players, the watchers, to determine the resident and attribute for each apartment. Unless, of course, there's a murder, in which case the director is only trying to get across most of the information, keeping the murder secret. The game begins with the watchers choosing 12 attributes from the set of 20. Including the purple attributes makes the game more complicated and isn't recommended for beginners. The director takes one of each of these tiles, adds a murder tile, and randomly selects one for each apartment, putting it behind their screen. They do the same with the resident tiles, one for each apartment, as well as one for any purple tiles that have been drawn. Remaining tiles go in the trunk box out of play. Next, the director draws 8 window cards and chooses to place one in each of the slots on the board. The cards contain many details that could be used to convey information. Typically, cards are played face up, but each day the director may play up to 2 cards face down. They may not say anything about the cards during the game. The director may also play one of their 3 cut tokens to discard any number of cards and draw replacements. Once cards have been placed, the watchers discuss which attributes and residents to place in each apartment. Once they're ready, the director will indicate how many of the 8 items are correct. Keep in mind that in order for a purple tile to be correct, it must contain the correct resident as well. As long as the watchers got fewer than 8 items correct, the game moves on to the next round, with new cards, new guesses, and a new apartment board. The watchers have 4 watcher placards that they may use once per game to help them. They can ask the director to highlight a detail on a card, replace a face-down card, determine if a specific guess is right or wrong, or simply look at the face-down cards on a day. If the watchers feel the director is being less than truthful, they can use their watcher board to help them communicate without tipping them off. On the 4th day, the watchers have the option of placing the murder tile in an apartment. If there has not been a murder, all players win if all 8 items are guessed correctly before the end of day 4. If there has been a murder, the director wins if 6 or 7 spots are guessed correctly, but not the murder. The watchers win if they get 7 or 8 of the spots correct, including the murder. Otherwise, all players lose. Rear Window is a neat twist on the genre, with the director being helpful most of the time, but with that lingering doubt that not everything is as it seems. The cards have plenty of details, so that any particular item might be most important. Though the cut tokens help to mitigate it, luck of the draw for the director certainly plays a role. But that's part of the fun, trying to make a particular set of cards fit the narrative. Attention to detail in the production is top-notch, and the game moves quite quickly, easily fitting within an hour. Highly recommended for a quick dose of mystery. 8.5 out of 10. Cave Paintings is a silly Neanderthal-themed drawing game for 3 to 6 players, in which players must draw pictorial clues for multiple words in a round, and get points for getting as many of those clues across as possible, as well as guessing other players' clues. Each player gets a drawing board and a dry erase marker, as well as a set of card stands and a guessing board for each color except their own. When drawing, players must hold the marker in their fist like this, which of course makes for higher detailed drawings. Players each draw 3 ideas cards, choosing the front or back side and placing the cards in their stands. They're now looking at 6 words for which they must create clues. When the timer starts, players have 1 minute to draw clues for all 6 words on their idea cards. Players may not erase or use any letters, numbers, or symbols beyond arrows. Drawing continues until someone notices that the sand has run out on the timer and yells, "Stop!" This person gets a point for being the annoying time watcher. At this point, the drawing boards are passed around the table, with players making a guess on the appropriate guessing board for each drawing on the board. Once everyone has guessed for all the boards, players take turns revealing their drawings and the correct words. A correct guess is worth 1 point for the guesser. As long as at least half of the guessers guess correctly, the drawer gets 1 point for the drawing. Scores are recorded, new cards are drawn, and the next round begins. After 5 rounds, most points wins. So what makes cave paintings different from other similar drawing games? Simultaneous drawing and guessing keeps all players engaged throughout. The game attempts to maximize chaos and avoid clarity, with the insistence on drawing in a particular way, insisting that you keep your mistakes, and forcing players to draw 6 drawings in just 1 minute. Simple drawings are most efficient, but too simple could be a problem. Conversely, putting tons of detail on a single drawing may get that one across, but congratulations, you've wasted all that time to earn yourself a single point.
Rulebook written in caveman speak. Very thematic. Me find silly examples funny. Me laugh many times. For some, probably get old fast.
Players looking for a bigger challenge can combine the 2 words on each idea card into a single drawing, which gives you more time for each one, but may result in some truly difficult combinations. There's also a team variant for larger playgroups. Ultimately, beyond the physical challenge of drawing, cave paintings feels a lot like many other drawing games. Is it silly? Yes. Will you laugh? Likely. And honestly, that may be all that matters for a family drawing game. My kids think it's hilarious. But for me, cave paintings feels like it hasn't evolved enough. 5 out of 10. Similo is a cooperative card game for 2 or more players in which one player tries to get the others to identify a secret character by giving the team clues in the form of cards. The others eliminate cards round by round until they accidentally get rid of the secret card or successfully identify it in the final round. Several Similo decks are available, each depicting characters in a specific theme. There's a deck of fables and fairy tales, mythical figures, famous people from history, and even spooky monsters. You can play with a single deck, with both characters and clues following the same theme, or combine 2 decks, using one for the mystery characters and the other for clues. The clue giver begins by drawing 1 card at random from the deck. This is the mystery character. It gets shuffled together with 11 other cards and placed in an array face up. The clue giver then draws 5 cards from the clue deck and chooses one of them to be the first clue. The clue giver may not say anything relating to their clue. They may only place the card vertically, saying that the clue is in some way similar to the mystery character, or horizontally, saying that the clue is somehow different from the character. For example, if the mystery character is Zeus, I might play the giant vertically because I think they have a similar expression, or I might play Puss in Boots horizontally because he's a cat and Zeus is, well, not. After playing a clue, the giver draws back up to 5 cards in hand. The other players then discuss the meaning of the clue and decide on one character to remove. As long as that removed character is not the secret character, the game continues to the next round, with the clue giver playing another card from their hand, adding to the clues already on the table. In the second round, players remove 2 characters. The third round removes 3, and the fourth removes 4. This leaves just 2 characters for the 5th and final round. If the players are able to remove the 11th character, leaving only the mystery character, they win. But if they remove the secret character at any point, the game is over and everyone loses. Similo is a very straightforward game that thrives on the discussion of what an individual clue means. In fact, while you could play Similo with just 2 players, I'd suggest at least 3, so there can be disagreement in the discussion rounds. If I play Alexander the Great as a clue, am I referring to his gender, his geographic origin, the shape of his nose, his smile, or the color of the background on his card? It's up to the guessers to decide. A clue that seems like a slam dunk for the clue giver may be equally compelling for a different character once discussion begins. And while the perfect clue may be dependent on the luck of the draw, some planning on the giver's part may be in order. This scarecrow could be a perfect clue for the Tin Woodsman, but not until Dorothy is off the table first. Depending on your playgroup, picking the right deck could be important. My kids would have trouble with some of the historical or mythical characters, while the fables, animal, and spooky decks have wider appeal. The designers do give a brief description of each character to help bridge that gap, but it's worth considering. Overall, Similo is a quick but satisfying game for a wide variety of players. 8 out of 10. All right, time for the stack. My general sense of enthusiasm for all three of these titles. It's pretty easy to see which one's on the bottom. Cave Paintings, it's fine. It's a fine drawing game. It's silly. My kids like it, but there's just not much meat on the bone there. Similo, however, I adore this game. It's so easy to travel with. It plays with just about anybody. It plays super fast. I mean, look how portable it is. I've got 4 decks in this little photo container, which then goes in another case of similar containers for just carrying around tons of card games everywhere I go. Love this game. It's great. And it nearly beat out the top of the stack this time, which is Rear Window. I just think there's a little more care put into this and the source material. I never knew I needed a game based on this old Alfred Hitchcock movie, but I do. It plays quickly. It gives that sense of mystery and some of the same feels as, say, Mysterium or Dixit, but it's got a little bit more pace to it and gives you that same feeling in a little bit faster time frame. So really happy with these top 2 for sure. Both excellent games. Next time we get together for SummererTime, I'm going to do 3 games where the clues are words. But until then, I'm Eric Summerer. Thanks for watching.